This segment of the show is brought to you by the PGA Tour Superstore. See why golfers everywhere are proud to call PGA Tour Superstore their golf pro shop. Visit them online at PGATourSuperstore.com. Now back to Chris and more of the show.
And now back with me here on the French Lick Resort guest line is Matthew Laurance. Folks, you hear me talking about Matthew's show, Backspin Golf, every week at the top of this show because, A, how much I think of Matthew, and quite frankly, because the show's fantastic. I listen every Sunday morning. I hope you will as well. It's available from 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Like I say, it's just so much fun listening to Matthew and his wonderful guests, and I'm very excited. He is back with me again tonight here on Next on the Tee. Good evening, Matthew. How are you, my friend?
All right. I'm a little upset, though, I got to tell you, Chris.
You're upset already? I just said hi.
Yeah, but it's not that. It's what just happened before you brought me on. You know, you always tell me how much you appreciate me and you appreciate me being on the show. And well, it's just wrong for you to have me on after Keith Hirschland. I don't know how to say this. I'm just not happy because there is no way I can live up to the standard that Keith Hirschland has set. I just can't. And frankly, it upsets me a little bit. I like to be the center of attention. I like to have all ears on me. But when Keith Hirschland precedes me, I'm a little upset. That's all. I'll try to get over it, but don't ever do this.
So what you're telling me is
Chris.
you have to be the first guest every time you come on. That way, no one comes before you. You can come after me in my intros and all of that. But you don't.
Correct.
Okay.
That's okay.
All right.
Yes. Or just have me as the only guest. Don't even have other guests on the show.
That way you're sure. All ears are on you.
That's correct. Now you're starting to get it. I'm proud of you.
All right. Good to know the ground rules.
Keith Hirschland is seriously what, and again, like, I've never met you physically. It's staggering to me. So many of my friends that have become important people in my life, I haven't physically met. And Keith, not only are you one of those people, but Keith is also. And I just treasure his friendship as I do yours. His writing is just amazing. And I know that he talked a little bit about Murphy. Actually, I'm kind of a little upset about that, too, because I think this book should be called Matthew. It's called Murphy. I don't really get that. I've made notes that I'm going to have to talk to him about. But I sit in after I read Cover Me Boys and Big Flies, Flower Girl Murders, and I just sit there and read, and I'm in awe. I'm in awe of people that write that well anyway. But it's just fantastic. This Murphy is. I'm fairly lucky that I've gotten an advanced copy of this. And it's staggering.
Is that right?
Staggeringly. Now, there's a reason for this. Maybe I shouldn't have said. You may have to edit this out. But there's a reason for this because I'm going to have a part in this. And Keith and our dream is for a couple of these books to be made into films. And they really should be, of course, which I would have the starring role in these films if they are done. So, boy, I'm just sitting here thinking if somebody's tuning in to your show for the first time and hearing me and thinking, who is this idiot? That this guy has the biggest ego of any person I've ever heard. Well, that's okay. We know differently, right? Anyway, hi, Chris.
So in Murphy, as I was talking to Keith earlier on in the show, right, because there's a band in there and all of that sort of thing, and he says he references Eddie and the Cruisers, several times throughout the book. I'm thinking, you at least self-professed the greatest air guitarist of all time. I mean,
correct.
you should, if this becomes a movie, you got to be in the band, right? You can't be this character. You got to be the guy in the band.
Yeah, I don't. Keith will have to figure that out. I mean, I don't know how he's going to work this whole thing, but to me, I'll probably end up playing 4 or 5 different characters in this whole thing.
There you go.
That's the way I look at it, because I like to be stretched as an artist, if you know what I mean, Chris.
That's great.
I can't believe the things I say. Okay. Anyway.
All right. So switching gears just slightly, and you know, because you and Perry talked about this last Sunday on your show, but Perry was kind enough to come over and Perry French come over a couple of weeks ago and join me here on this show. And I said to Perry that I'm hoping at some point, to your earlier point, to meet you in person, and then, perhaps play around the golf. So I said, well, first of all, since, Matthew gets to have you on the show every week, I think that's got to be good for at least 2 aside. But then I need to know, how do I get in Matthew's head? What do I need to do? What do I need to say? And what he told me shocked me just a little, because he said nothing. Matthew's got a short fuse. At some point, the bomb is going to go off. So he's going to destroy his own game. You don't have to do anything. Just sit back and wait for it to happen. I'm like, all right. That sounds like something I can do.
Yeah. Well, by the way, Perry told me that, and that he told you that. And I had a little talk with him, because that's the old Matthew. Perry hasn't played with me in a while. That's the old Matthew, that, you just sit back and watch me self-destruct on a golf course. That's the old Matthew. I'm not like that anymore. I've reached a level of consciousness on the golf course that is unassailable now. And it actually happened very recently. I can't pinpoint the exact moment. I can't go on with this. I really can't. I can't go on with this.
I'm like, what, you play with the Dalai Lama? You got total consciousness? You got that going for you, which is nice?
Which I got that going for me, which is nice. That's right. I actually have gotten a lot better. I really have. I've gotten a lot better. And I think, all kidding aside, I think it's because, I've been old for a long time, but I think now I'm so grateful every time I get out on the golf course now. I have so many friends who don't play anymore that I played with for years and years and years because of various ailments and, different things. And I'm just so grateful that I can not only get out and play, but I'm still pretty good. I'm never going to shoot my age, but I think, I was just 69 years old. I shot 81 the other day, and that was with 3 doubles. I shot 81. So,
wow.
You know what? Forget all that other crap about consciousness. I'm really good. I am really good. I just heard what I said. I am an amazing specimen. I'm really.
You are that.
Yeah, I am that. That's right. Yeah. You ain't getting to the side, pal. There ain't no way.
Oh, dude,
no
if
way.
You just shot 81 with 3 doubles, that means you probably could have shot 78 or 75. I'm definitely getting to a side. There's no question about that.
First of all, this is, I think we've talked about this before. Nobody asked you how many holes you played. See, I said I shot 81. You didn't say how many holes did you play. If you had asked me that, I would have said I played 13 holes. And then, so if you want to extrapolate that over 18 holes, then we can talk. Do you realize that? Do people ever say to you how many holes you play? No, they don't. They say, right. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, my father would, if I told my father I shot 69, he would say, how many holes did you play?
Right. So, but you got to pick a number that's reasonable where people don't say. So they say, you say, I played yesterday. Really? What'd you shoot? 81. And then they go, well, that's really good. Just like you just did. They don't say, how many holes did you play? I would have said 13, because then my back starts going bad and, different. I like to control things. Oh, my Lord. I don't know what's going on here. I'm sitting here as we speak, watching my beloved New York Yankees play. College basketball is done for me. As much as I love college basketball, I'm glad it's over. I really am glad it's over, because now I can concentrate on baseball and golf. And I'm very happy.
Right?
Because I don't yell at the TV when I'm watching my Yankees.
Really?
Are you kidding me? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. Somebody just doubled off the wall against us. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Let's actually talk a little golf while we're on this golf show.
I'm sorry.
And first of all,
I've taken you down a rabbit hole here. I'm very sorry. I'm sorry.
So I got to thank you because, speaking of golf and earlier with Perry French and the Zexio brand, you sent me a dozen Zexio golf balls, and they are as beautiful as you advertised them to be. I'm looking forward to seeing how well they actually play on the golf course. I got my buddies trip coming up in a couple of weeks, so I intend to pull those out and let my buddies look at them, but not touch them like you recommend. Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Don't let anybody touch those. Those are yours. They're too valuable. I told you, I don't even use mine. I don't want to lose them. I don't want to scuff them up. They're too beautiful. I can't do it. So tell me how good they are when you play with them.
Yeah, I'll tell you how they actually play.
Okay.
So, speaking of actually playing, I did see you posted a really nice picture, and you were out on Kearney, your home course, Kearney Hill there in Lexington. First off the tee this past weekend. Yep. That's got to be just a peaceful, beautiful thing.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I am so blessed. I mean, so blessed. Lexington Parks and Rec has been and is a major sponsor of Backspin Golf. And we have 5 great public municipal golf courses here in Lexington, one of which, Kearney Hill, is I've never played a public course that I enjoy as much as Kearney Hill. And I've played all over the country. It's a Pete Dye course. It's $47 on the weekend, and it is spectacular. It's difficult. It's just an amazing place. And Justin Mullenix, who is the head pro out there and one of my really close friends, lets me go out first during the golf season. And it's usually just me and one friend or 2 friends. And we play very quickly. There's nobody in front of us. The other day we were out there, the weather has just started turning here, and to be out there first, of course, it's a little wet. There's dew out there. It's just, sunrise was at 7:16 and we hit the first shots at 7:25. So, it's just great. It's so peaceful. And again, all kidding aside, another reason why it's very hard for me to get upset when I hit a bad shot now, because I'm just so grateful to be able to be out there. And that's the way it was the other day.
And Matthew, almost a year ago to the day was your first experience out at Augusta National. You and Mitch got the opportunity to go out there on the practice round on Wednesday, see the par 3 tournament. Remind everybody what that experience was like for you.
It's funny because we all know on Facebook that those memory things come up, and it came up, I guess yesterday it came up, but it was actually a year ago on the Wednesday. I had been to go for many, many, many years, and my brother Mitchie has gone numerous times. And, our friend John Patrick of the Augusta Golf Show, who, if you've never had him on, I will set that up after the Masters is over, because he is truly a remarkable person. He got me a pass for that Wednesday, and I met Mitchell Nava there. And you always hear about Augusta that until you actually walk on those grounds and you look at it, no matter what you think from watching it on TV or you read or you hear. And that's actually the truth. I couldn't believe it when I got there. It was so beyond anything that I even expected, having seen it all these years. You almost can't believe it's real. It's like a fairy tale. That's what I told my friends that haven't been there. I said, the beauty of the place is, I don't know how they do it. There is not a blade of grass on acres and acres and acres that's out of place. Not one blade of grass. And you know the best thing about it, Chris, to me was, I walked before we went. We all know these iconic shots that have been hit during the Masters. Phil from in between the trees, Tiger's chip shot on 6, all those kind of shots. We walked to those different places. And when you stand at the spot where Phil hit that shot, you know the shot I'm talking about, between the two trees off of Pine Straw. I can't remember if it was 13 or 15, but
13.
You stand
13.
there. Yeah, 13. You stand there and you look at the exact spot where he was, and you look and you go, there is no way he did that. There's absolutely no way he did that. Same thing with Tiger's chip shot. We stood right behind where that spot was, and you look at it and you go, you can't make that. You just can't make it. And so I can't wait. Last year, after we got back, just watching it last year, I had just been there. You have it like any place, Pebble Beach or any of those places that you've watched for a long time. When you've been there, your appreciation of it is so much deeper because you've actually experienced it. I can't wait. I mean, every year I haven't been able to wait, but I can't wait till Thursday, so that, I can actually relive kind of what went on a year ago. It was fun, and doing it with my brother and my sister-in-law, who I love more than life itself. Both of them, made it absolutely perfect.
So you've been saying for quite a while now that you think Tiger Woods is going to win the Masters. You think he's actually going to win 2 majors this year. Sticking to that?
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Why do you even say that? You say it with a hint of either non-belief or sarcasm or something. And I don't like that, Chris. I don't like it. Yes, I believe Tiger's going to win.
You're not concerned about the 4 and 5 footers he's missing, and it's all good.
I don't know how much golf you've actually watched, but here I'll explain how this works. Okay, sometimes when you play golf, sometimes you miss a 5-footer. And it's amazing. The very next time you play, you make the 5-footer. You see how that works? So I'm thinking at Sunday at Augusta on 18, when he's got a 5-footer to win, he makes the 5-footer. That's how that works. That's all.
Okay. That's all?
I think
all right.
He's been playing fantastic golf. We all know how he loves being at Augusta. He's got to get the breaks. So whoever is going to win has to get the breaks. We know that. But I think he has a really good chance to win. If he can get off to a good start Thursday and Friday and be somewhere, within a reasonable distance on the weekend, I absolutely think he can still win. I really do. And I think he's going to win at Pebble Beach. I think he's going to win 2 this year. That's what I was just saying. Yeah.
So just, this was also the same guy that was trying to sell me on Alex Noren last year. So if Tiger doesn't make the cut, just like Alex Noren.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
I'm just saying.
I see who you are now. All right. No, I got it. Okay. All right.
Matthew, before we let you go, let our listeners know about your wonderful show, Backspin Golf, how they can listen every day or every Sunday, and then stay up to date with all the great things that you do on social media as well.
Well, my Twitter account is @RealLauro5. RealLauro and the number 5. Backspin Golf, you can either listen to it online at WLXQ WLXG.com and you click listen live, or you can get the WLXG app, which is very simple. Just go to the Google Play Store or your Apple Store or wherever you go, whatever store you go to, and download the WLXG app, and just hit it. We're on at 8:03 every Sunday morning. This Sunday, every Sunday of a major, we will be live. Perry French and I will be live there. And it's just, you know how much I appreciate you and everything you do to talk about the show, but I have met the most wonderful people through Twitter and through my golf show over the this is the 6th year I've been doing it. It's just amazing. And every day I'm on in the afternoon, Matthew and Mikey, also on WLXG.
Matthew, it's always so much fun getting to spend some time with you. I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your busy schedule to come back and be a part of the show. And for all your wonderful support. And I hope one day to actually lay eyes on you and, tee up a ball and watch you implode out on the golf course.
Okay, cool. That'd be great. Thanks, man.
Take care, buddy. I'll see you soon.
See you. All right.
That is the great Matthew Laurance. And I'm telling you, folks, Backspin Golf is the most fun on the kickoff of your Sunday mornings, 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time. There's just no better way to kick off a Sunday morning than to listen to Matthew and Perry French in the first segment and all the other wonderful guests that he has on his show. Look forward to catching up with Matthew again soon. I've got my next guest, Tom Patry, hanging on the line. Going to get to Tom on the other side of these words about our friends over at 2 Under.